Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time we have me, aka Boss with Moss on DB, versus It's Senzo, and this is just going to, also, there's a lot of matches in this video. I don't know how many matches there are exactly, but there's like more than 3, and yeah, so this is going to be me playing the new SwordSoul deck, or the Xiyang Gen deck. I am playing like the Destiny Hero package in it. And this is just some replays of me testing it out. And then, yeah, so let's just hop right in. We also, if you want to see more replays or like more video footage of me playing this deck, you can go check out my second channel. Like every video I've uploaded in the last week on that channel has pretty much been me playing this deck. So you can go ahead and check that out. I've also played like the 10U build on there too. So you can go check that out, and then also there's going to be a Twitch down below in the description, and the second channel, and like I stream on Twitch, and this is usually the deck I'm playing. But we're gonna see me win the rock paper scissors shoot, and then looking at the deck counts, 40 versus 40, gotta love to see it. I'm gonna be going first. Opening hands, I have Ash, Ecclesia, Valor, Tai, and then Ecclesia. So this is not a very good hand, obviously. One Ash Blossom or one Gamma. Well, I guess not Gamma. Well, like if they Gamma this effect, then yeah, I'm just passing. And then they have Desires, Bell, Revolt, Tanky, and Ash. So this wasn't a very good hand. I'm gonna go ahead and normal summon effect, chain Ash, and then pass. Draw Fractal. And then they're gonna start off by activating Desires, banish 10, and then I'm gonna go ahead and Ash that. So looking at the banishes, we can see 2 Nerval, 2 Kit, a Fractal, and a Cuirass. So that's a lot. And a Rat too. They're going to go ahead and Fractal dump Kit, Kit dump Nerval, and then Nerval add Cuirass, and then activate Tanky. Tanky's going to go search out Thoroughblade, and then normal summon out the Thoroughblade, go for Borbo, and battle phase attack. So they should still have 1 Fractal left in the deck. Yeah, go ahead and attack. I take 17. And then go for Tiger Mortar, Chalkanine, and then Zeus. Pass, draw Prosperity. Also, I learned my deck has, like after these matches, I learned my deck has a struggle with this card. I ended up taking the Solemn Strikes out of my deck because I had 2 Strike. And I'm trying out 2 Talents now, but I also want to try out 2 Chalice. Want to like try a whole bunch of different cards and see which one ends up being the best. So I go ahead and Prosperity for 6, and yeah, I'm just banishing 6. Playing Anaconda because I am playing the the Fusion Destiny package, and this has came up a few times. I think it's definitely warranted the extra deck spot, as this card comes up way more than other cards in the extra deck. And then yeah, so this is for like talents when I take token collector or when I summon my own token collector. So that's what this is for. This card's pretty insane. This card's nice. Can definitely come up with the spell effect. And then this card is decent. I think this is probably like the I think this could definitely be changed eventually if I find other stuff that's better. I would say it's probably like the second card I could take out. The main one I'm okay with taking out would be the 10E Synchro, but this one isn't like super bad. It can definitely come up versus decks like Drytron. Like if you out the board, you summon that, and then like it's like you just out the graveyard. It banishes the whole graveyard. And that Prosperity in the 6, and then I'm gonna grab Fusion Destiny, and then go ahead and put the rest back. If you're wondering why I grabbed that, I could have grabbed like the spell and then activate the spell and then go search out Moyi and then like normal summon that out, I guess. Or I could have searched Long Yun. But no matter how it gets ordered, like Ecclesia is going to end up losing out to Zeus. And then my normal summon is going to end up losing out. And then like Long Yun or my extra normal just wouldn't actually do anything. And I know they have Cuirass. I mean, I have Valor to stop Cuirass, so I could have tried doing it like on the next turn. But I go ahead and Fusion Destiny. Like this doesn't like trade with Zeus, but it should get the materials off of it. And then also like produce a little bit of follow up too. So I'm going to go ahead and summon this. And then they let it go through. And I just pass. I have to wait until this uses its effect to activate this. Because if I just go ahead and use this chain link 1, they chain Zeus. And then I don't get to pop anything. Unless if it's like on normal summon Karaz, I could activate this. Because then, like, you know, Zeus will out their own Karaz. They're going to go ahead Zeus effect. And then, you know, obviously I'm going to chain Enforcer. They chain Zeus. And I let it go through. This stays on board though, obviously. A little misclick on their part. I could have chained Veiler. And then I would have negated Zeus. And then pops. That way I could get this effect to summon back. But then they have Karaz. And then normal summon out Karaz effect. Go ahead and banish 3 and then chain Veiler. I have to do it there because otherwise they have 3,000, 24, and 12, and that's 66. So I would just lose there, so I can't like save it for access code or anything. And then they're gonna go ahead and poke. And then they set an end phase here. I'm thinking about adding back Ecclesia. This card says during the end phase of a fusion monster was sent to the graveyard this turn, you can add it back to hand. I was thinking here, my thought process, I'll actually show you. I don't end up adding it back. Yeah, but my thought process was that if I add this back, okay, then I can special summon out Ecclesia, normal summon out Tai, and then I'm going to be left with an Ecclesia in hand. And you might be like, why is that bad? Because I want to use Celestial effect to draw. So I don't want to be left with like a card stuck in hand. And like it wasn't going to help me push next turn anyways. So I was like, alright, I'm just not going to add it back. And then I draw Tai. And then I could have activated Dasher effect here to special summon out the Tai, but it wouldn't do anything there. I guess like maybe, well, let's see, should I have actually done that? Because if I go ahead and Dasher summon out Tai, and then I special summon out Ecclesia, then I can Ecclesia effect summon out Moe, reveal. Yeah, I think I should have actually used Dasher to summon out. I think I should have Dasher to summon out the Tai, and then that like guarantees me like Celestial effect at the very least. Then go ahead and effect. Yeah, so that was a misplay. And then summon out. If you don't know what, I guess I should go over what these cards do. If you don't actually know, I'll go over each of them. Enforcer is a pop on your field, and then pop another card. And then if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can use the effect. Next standby phase, you get to bring back a Destiny hero. So pretty decent. It's not like too broken or anything. It's just very okay. It works extremely well with Ecclesia though, because I get to like add back, and that's follow up too. And then Fusion Destiny, this, you know, dump the brick, summon this out. Then you're locked into the Dark Heroes for the rest of the turn. And then Celestial. This card, you just use it for the graveyard effect. If you have no cards in hand, you can banish it. Another Destiny hero, draw 2. You can't use it to turn it sent to graveyard. And then Dasher. And you have to play level 6 or higher to summon this out. So this one is definitely like the worst out of the whole package. This card says that if you draw a monster, you can go ahead and special summon it out. It's not, you have to draw it for the draw of turn, or in during the draw phase. So it's not, this one's not very great, but you need a level 6. I'd rather play like a Dasher over like one Mally or something, of course. The real reason why you play the package, because like Celestial follow-up is insane. Like the draw 2 is really good. This being able to bring itself back is good. You can add back Ecclesia if you've gone through it, which is good. I think it just gives you so much follow-up. And then also it makes my Prosperity have more extenders, because I can hit Fusion Destiny. So I go ahead and reveal, and then this is going to summon out a token. Then get rid of those. And then I'm going to get those effects. So I'm going to get the draw off the Moe, and then go grab the Long Yun. Then discard to special summon out the Long Yun. And then also bring out a token. And right here, they make a mistake. they didn't flip Revolt. To be fair, a lot of people just don't know this deck yet. They ended up telling me this is just a current Tri-Brigade list. They don't have like token collectors in the side deck or anything, which is like obviously a huge difference compared to what most likely will be happening when this deck becomes a thing. But like I was okay with it just because like I wanted to test against someone who was like, you know, actually like good at the game and like was playing meta. And also this was at like 1 a.m. so like there wasn't that many people willing to play. So like this was like perfect. Shout out to It's Enzo. Then I go ahead and summon that out. I get Long Yun effect to go ahead and burn. That effect is so nice. I like that effect. And then I get the floor effect, and I'm going to pop Zeus. And if you're wondering why I'm popping Zeus, I could have used this to go ahead and target the set to pop it. And then they would go ahead and like they could chain. I would negate, and then if there wasn't anything chainable, they get Zeus effect, which also just wouldn't matter. And then I could negate a hand trap instead of negating the set. But I really felt like the set was a bluff at this point, because otherwise it would have been flipped before. Like, if it's like Imperm or Revolt, it's 100% just getting flipped before this. Like, in my head, that's what I'm thinking. So, I just figured it was a bluff. And then normal summon effect, and they go ahead and emit defeat there. Banish 2 of everything, only had Karez left in deck. Sheesh. Also, these games go by pretty quickly. Like, that first game was only, like, 9 minutes long. And, like, they had to, like, read my stuff, too. They're going to be going first. We ended up playing pretty quick these matches, which, like, I really like. Then we have Ecclesia, Moyi, Prosperity, Rhoda, and Ash. So I open up Ash as, like, a hand trap going second. Prosperity can hit into, like, Imperm. And then I have Ecclesia as like an extender. And also this is like an extender too. And they have Judgment, Nerval, Fractal, Karaz, and Nerval. So they have a lot of Tri-Brigades plus Judgment. Fractal effect, Chain Ash Blossom. And then Karaz, get rid of Nerval, summon out. And then Nerval effect, go grab Kit. And I said I hate you. And then they're going to go ahead and activate the Karaz effect, banish. And right here, actually on the normal summon, or on the Nerval effect to go search, I like lagged out, so I didn't get to like see any of this. I come back like right here, yeah, and I was like, all right, yeah, it's all good. Even like we had, if you read what I said at the beginning, my hand was insane last game. We actually had a match before this, and we only got to play game 1. Well, we didn't even get to play game 1. They set up like their board, and I would have broke it 100%. I even viewed the replay. I was breaking that board. It was like Appaloosa, Revolt, and I want to say Ash in hand, and Bell maybe. I'm pretty sure I was just breaking the board. Because like I had like Imperm. I Impermed their Appaloosa at their end phase, and then I had Bell for Revolt on my turn. And then they're going to go ahead and get those effects, so they're going to dump Karaz, grab Revolt, put back, set Revolt Judgment, and then I draw Moyi. I activate a Piers, and I'm doing this just so that way I can get like one card deeper with my Prosperity. I was like, alright, literally like I have to hit like Imperm here. Like this is what I need to hit. And I go ahead and I mill 6, and there's no Imperm, so I just admit defeat because I lose that one. So why won't this ever show Imperm? Hopefully I don't pass to Ash again, going on to game 3. And then, I'm going to go first. We're just going to choose to go first each time in this, like all these matches. Opening hand is Prosperity, Valor, Imperm, Tai, and Imperm. Crazy enough, if I get hit with Ash on Prosperity, I just pass. I jinxed myself. And then they have Gamma, Revolt, Ash, Imperm, and Kit. So, they open up a few hand traps. Plus their engine. They don't have a starter, but it's like decent. I go ahead and Prosperity for 6. And then go ahead, mill 6. And right here, also, game 1, I don't have to banish Shen. I can banish the Tenny and keep Shen in extra decks. So that way I can end on like the Shen board, which is really good versus a lot of decks. So that's probably like gonna be like a pattern I end up changing during game ones. And then I go grab appears and then put the rest back. And like appears is pretty good here because like if I get hit with like a hand trap, then I still have something in graveyard to banish with the Tai, which, you know, right here, Tai is insane. Like, I get to go ahead. Like, this is better than Moe in this spot because like I can't even draw off Moe, but I can still dump off of this. And if I can dump off of this, then the synchro gets to add the trap and Tai gets to send the trap, and then I can synchro banish trap to negate something, and then trap brings out a worm, and then I can Icarus attack with the worm. So I think it's better to like resolve this most of the time to dump than it is for Moe to draw. But I get hit with Gamma on it anyhow. And then I just pass. You know, I have imperms. They have Thoroughblade, and you know, like I said, the deck has a problem with Zeus. And then they're going to go ahead and swing and, you know, set up Zeus. And at this point, like, they have Imperm plus Zeus. So, like, I can Imperm this, but then I still have to deal with the back row. So I needed to draw good this turn and next turn. And then they're going to go ahead and poke, pass. And then I draw Sudden Shift, pass. They draw Gamma. They're going to normal summon Kit, and then in the main phase, I'm going to go ahead and Imperm Chainlink 1, Imperm Chainlink 2, Failure Chainlink 3, Failure Chainlink 4. And then, yeah, I just go ahead, and that's it for the first match. So I lost the first match, so I'm down 1 right now. I win the rock, paper, scissors, shoot again, because I'm so good at rock, paper, scissors, shoot. And then I'm going to be going first. So yeah, the Zoo normal is rough. Oh, for sure. It's big rough. And then opening hands, I have Tai, Strike, Order, Ash, and Tai. I actually really like the main deck 1 order just because, like, I'm playing the Prosperities, and, like, it's so easy to just, like, add this card, and you kind of just auto-win. Then they have Gamma, Barrage, Fractal, Gamma, and Ash. So, you know, they have a few hand traps plus, like, a starter and Barrage. And then I didn't open up anything, so I go ahead, set, pass. Oh, excuse me, like, I had a up there. Then they draw a called by. They're gonna go ahead and barrage effect, and then I chain order. They're gonna go fractal, chain ash, and then I'm gonna go ahead and they're gonna gamma and then strike that. Pass, draw Long Yun, and that's like really good here because that lets me put 1 in graveyard and then also force something like another gamma. I said if you have gamma, you kind of have to. I set up negate. I said yeah. Just giving some, like, advice there. I wasn't trying to, like, big brain them into, like, oh, now I can resolve this. Because, like, I really was going to set up a negate and then just do this anyways. And then that would have, like, I would have been able to, like, pop Barrage too. And then I go ahead and bring out a token. And then slap those into the synchro. I'm going to get those effects. And this goes through. You know, they don't Ash Blossom the effect to go dump. So I dump shift and I add shift. Set pass. And, like, it's definitely pretty good here because, like, especially with them having, like, Barrage on board, that's the second card for the shift to pop because this doesn't pop up to 2, this pops 2, has to pop 2. And then they draw a Revolt, they set, and they just submit defeat. So, going on to game 2, they're going to be going first, opening hands. We have Appears, Imperm, Celestial, Ecclesia, and Appears, so 1 hand trap. Then I have an extender. This can be an extender if I wanted to. And they have Ash, Called by, Imperm, Gamma, and Fractal. So they're going to start off with Fractal, dump Kit, dump Nerval, add Karez, normal summon out Karez, effect, they're going to banish, and then I activate Imperm on that. So let's say I let that go through, and they end up going for like a silver, and then they have Revolt. Or they go for like Blossom and then like Blossom effect to try to summon. Like I could definitely imperm later on. Like you can get heavily punished if you imperm in this spot instead of imperming like later on. So if I would have like, well, okay, so let's say they do summon out Karez here. They discard summon Karez, or no, let's say I hold Imperm, I meant. So let's say I hold Imperm, they go ahead and they summon out Blossom. So that's like, well, here they, like, we don't know what's in their hand, right? Uh, I've actually became like super good at like commentating and pretending like I don't know the opponent's hand. Like that's a skill you definitely have to learn. So like, you know, let's say they have like a kit, Nerval, Fractal, Karazhan, you know, anything like that that Blossom can summon. They go ahead, they summon out Blossom, and then activate Blossom effect, and let's say I imperm that, right? So then like they could go for Silver, or they could go for a Bear Bloom effect to discard, summon back out, and then they still end on like the Appaloosa Revolt, and they still have like one other card in hand too. So like they'd have like Appaloosa, Revolt, and then like one blank card, but like, you know, their one blank card is always a good card because it's gonna be one of these like tech defensive cards. And then let's say this goes straight for Bear Bloom and they summon out Silver, and then they go grab Revolt. Well, now my imperm is just like extremely bad. So I chose to imperm there. I felt like that was like just the best time to do it. And then pass, draw Prosperity. Obviously, like I could imperm the Bear Bloom in those, like in the second scenario, and or I could hold it for Appaloosa. But like, it's so rough either way. Like I think I would have, cause like they would have ended on it would have been Appaloosa. There's just so many different ways for them to play it out. Like I think holding imperm for Appaloosa could have been right, but like with the Bear Bloom play, they would have, like, again, it just really depends what I imperm and like what their hand is. It's so crazy to like talk about this out loud, but like there's just so many different plays that they can make. Just like imperming this leads me to getting punished the hardest. But also, if it resolves and they don't have like the extender there, then I just don't get punished at all. And then, like, they already added Kuraz, and then they normal summoned out Kuraz, which is like, I don't even know. Was that the right play? Like, I'm actually just gonna go over this again. I don't care if this takes like 5 minutes to go over. So they go ahead and they use the effect, they banish, right? If I don't imperm, they can summon out the Bear Bloom, okay, and then Bear Bloom effect to discard to try to special summon out back. If I imperm that, they end on Silver, so I have to imperm this. Otherwise, they're going for Appaloosa Double Dragon Lords. And if they go for Appaloosa Double Dragon Lords, then I'm imperming the Appaloosa, but then they still ended up getting the Double Dragon Lords out of that for no reason. So it's like, do you want Silver or Double Dragon Lords? Obviously, you want them to have Silver, because Double Dragon Lords, interruption, Silver, no interruption. And then if they go for Blossom, and Blossom effect the special summon out, then I couldn't imperm the Blossom effect, because if I imperm the Blossom effect, then they go for Bear Bloom, and then they still end up going for the same exact play I just said. So I think imperm on this was correct. Okay, that took like 5 minutes to go over, but it's kind of like the point of this. I'm trying to do it like in the perspective of me. Let's see how long it took me to actually like solve that. How fast did I throw it on imperm? Declared effect, imperm. 3 seconds. I'm so good. Well, like, we just, like, completely went over it. Then activate Prosperity, and then I'm going to be banishing 6. I think this is, like, correct. For sure, right there. And then they let this go through. Then go ahead and mill 6. And here, I have Ecclesia, which, like, I already have Ecclesia. Ash, Gamma, Driver, no. So we already have 4 clicked off here. Also, you want to try resolving Prosperity somewhat quick, so that way you don't give your opponent, because like, let's say I take a super long time here to take something, that gives my opponent information. So you kind of want to try to resolve this as fast as possible. You want to, when you activate Prosperity, you want to be like, okay, so I'm going to be banishing these 6 from my extra deck. I already know what I'm banishing. Are these 3, and then you want to be like, alright, if I hit this, or this, I want to be grabbing this. And then right there I grabbed Fusion Destiny. Like, let's see how long it took me to actually do it. It took me about 8 seconds to grab there. So I think that's even a little bit too long. I think I should try cutting that time like in about half. Then go ahead, put those back. But I'm still like I haven't like mastered this deck yet. But when the time comes, I plan on making that time get cut down. Said, yo, also, you mind if I post these on YouTube? Yeah, I don't mind. If they said no there, I would have convinced them to say yes. Either way, these are getting posted on YouTube. 100%. I would have convinced them. They're going to chain called by an Ecclesia. That's like, oh, it hurts so bad to get Ecclesia hit with called by. It's like safer getting hit with called by. It's like, wow. You just had to do that, huh? And then I go grab Tai, and then I normal summon out, effect, banish, imperm, Fusion Destiny, Ash Blossom, and then I go battle phase, attack over. The reason why I do that is because I don't have to attack over because I wouldn't put 2 beasts in their graveyard. But if they have, well, it's like fuzzy, so I'm going to click next. But if they have Fractal, then they're putting 1 in graveyard anyways. If they have Kit and Nerval, they can normal summon and go for Amirage anyways. So the only way that play is actually like better to not attack over is if they have another Kuraz. So like I could have just not attacked over this, but like I'm playing into like the second Kuraz here. And then pass, draw barrage. I think they added Kuraz turn 1, by the way, just to try to like bluff me into thinking they have another one. They draw barrage and like, it hurts so bad. Said, oh no. So we know how good barrage like into Zeus is versus this deck. Like just by like the first match. I think this is actually my first match playing against Tri-Brigade with this deck. I played against like every other meta deck besides Tri-Brigade. Pass, draw bell. So I'm getting real tired of the Zeus. And then I go ahead and I activate the Appears, which this is pretty good here because this lets me go search something for next turn while also putting something in grave for my Tai. I banish, summon out, and then they're going to go ahead and Zeus wipe. Pass, draw Revolt. And you know I have Bell to trade with Revolt. And they go ahead and poke. And then set, pass, draw Long Yun. And right here it's like if I go ahead and Long Yun, I get hit with Zeus. If I normal summon, banish, I get hit with Zeus. So like I may as well just like keep an extra card in hand. Revolt, Bell. And then also there's only 1 Bell in this deck list. Just it likes Revolt. And then they're going to go ahead and Zeus wipe, pass, draw Kit, and then they normal summon, and that's 37. I'm only at 34, so going on to game 3 of match 2. I'm going to choose to go first. Opening hands, I have Ash, Sudden Shift, Long Yun, Dasher, and Appears. So this is good. And then they have Nerval, Rat, Tanky, Nerval, and Thoroughblades. So they have no hand traps there. I go ahead and I activate Appear. And then I go search out the Mo-Yi. And then I normal summon out Mo-Yi, effect. And then that's going to reveal and summon. So right here, I didn't have to like do this play. There's a couple different ways I could have played this out. So instead of doing it like this, I could have Long Yun, discard Sudden Shift, summon out token, go for negate, and then activate Appears and go grab Tai, and then summon Tai, effect, and then go ahead and summon the Synchro, effect, go to grab Sudden Shift, and dump this. And I could have ended with, Sudden Shift in graveyard, Synchro, and Negate. While also playing through Nib, because I have a Negate set up on my 3rd summon. So I get Yi and Synchro here, I draw on the Veiler, and then I go grab the Tai off of this. And then I discard the Tai, summon out Long Yun, summon, bring out a token. So I think that was a mistake. A little bit of greed. And also, this was a mistake, summoning this in defense. I'm just so used to summoning this in defense because of Droplet that, I wasn't even, like, thinking about, like, oh, normal summon Zoo and, like, my negates don't do nearly as much now. And then they draw on 2 Desires, so it was a mistake. They're going to go ahead, they're going to activate Desires, and then I'm going to chain Ash Blossom to stop that. Looking at their banishes, we have just a Kit and a Kuraz. And then normal summon out Thoroughblade. So I should summon this in attack. Yeah, I realized it like right away. So at least I learned something. I'm okay with losing in like these unrated matches, you know. They don't mean like anything. They're just like straight testing. And then activate Tanky, let that go through. They're gonna grab Fractal, and then Fractal effect, dump Kit, dump Nerval, add Kuraz, and then they're gonna go ahead and activate the Zeus effect, and then I'm gonna chain the Synchro effect to negate, chain Zeus effect, and then I'm gonna chain Valor, and then they go ahead and they admit defeat there. So I didn't end up getting punished by it and losing, which like, thank gosh, but said, oh no, and I said it like the Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah. And now going on to the third match. Now it's 1-1. They're gonna win the rock paper scissors shoot, and then they're gonna go ahead and decide to go first. Opening hands, I have Strike, Valor, Ecclesia, Appears, and Thais. So this hand's like really good. Like I only have one hand trap. Like in my current build now, this is talents, which would make me have more going second cards too. Which like I really like having a card that's like decent going first and decent going second. I guess like, you know, talents going first is like really good. And then talents going second is like decent. While Strike, I feel like this card's like, you know, really good going first, but really bad going second. In a lot of cases. You know, some cases it's not bad going second if your hand's pretty good, but I don't like this card. And then they have Tanky, Revolt, Ash, Kit, and Kuraz. I just feel about that way about like 99% of traps. I just don't like them. I just prefer like hand traps. Like these cards feel so much better. Even though like both of these negate, I mean this destroys. This is like a gamma, but you have to like set the gamma and wait a turn to use it. And it's like And also I had to cut Cyframe Gear Gamma from the deck because my Celestial follow-up was being clucked so many times by Gamma. And I don't mean like one game or two games. I mean like out of like 10 matches, it came up like 9 matches out of 10. At least one game in it where I just couldn't use my Celestial draw. And I was like, wow. It sucked. Like I lost like 4 games because of it. Or like 4 games, not like matches. I lost like 4 games because of it. And it was like, wow. It's like, even though I think it's like one of the best hand traps, I just don't think you can really afford to run it in this build. If I was running like the 10U build, I would run it. And they have Tanky, Revolt, Ash, Kit, and Kuraz. So, you know, their hand is spectacular here going first. They're going to go ahead and activate Tanky and then go search out Rat. And then normal summon Rat effect. And right here, I should have Valored this. Not really too sure why I didn't. We're going to go ahead and then go Tiger Mortar because look, like I go ahead and I'm dumb and I Valor this. That just makes Revolt live. I should have just Valored Rat like 100% because I still get hit by the same extenders. Like the same extenders are still going to hurt me here. So I should have just stopped Rat because that stops them from getting so many beasts. So I should have done that on Rat 100%. 100%. And I said, oh, it didn't matter. Yeah, it ended up just not mattering, but it doesn't, you know, I should have still done it one way. Banish, bring out Bear Bloom, and then they're going to get rid of all those to go for Appaloosa. They're going to get effects there, you know, Blossom, Bear Bloom. They're going to go ahead, draw, put back, add, put back. Please top deck Prosperity and Imperm. I know I could just top deck like Imperm. I remember typing this out. I was like, come on, just let my Prosperity finally hit Imperm. They said 2 Revolt pass. Judge. Never saw that. I don't even know what Revolt is. Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. Now special summon out Ecclesia effect. There's like no way I can win here. Activate. They're going to Ash Blossom. And then normal summon. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the effect. Right here, we had like a miscommunication. I think, I don't know exactly what they thought. I ended up typing it out here. Yeah, see right here, I was like, I don't know what I meant. Because I didn't know how to like type it out, but I can say it right now. So I summoned and used the effect and banished, and they negated, And then I used the spell effect to make it lose a level because it just doesn't matter. I was like, maybe this will make them play different. I don't know. Like, they didn't seem like they knew the deck all the way the first match, so maybe they're just not used to this making it lose a level. They don't know what I'm going to go for eventually. And then they went, oh, my bad, and then put the counter back on Appaloosa. I think that they thought I was using, like, the spell effect to, like, banish it from the graveyard to up a level, but that's not what it does. It says if it is banished. So I think we just had, like, a miscommunication. But either way, I was losing the revolt. I would like to do it in battle phase. Yeah, it didn't matter. I was losing there. So going on to the next game, I'm going to be going first. Opening hands, we have Prosperity appears, Dasher appears, and Ecclesia. So, you know, this is fairly good. Like, pretty good, actually. Not fairly, are pretty, very good. And then they have Kuraz, Nervault, Thoroughblade, Called By, and Revolt. So no hand traps on their side. I will eventually draw Token Collector. I said, please don't play it. This is current. Fair enough. And then I activate Prosperity. They said Brick. Never that. Then banish 6. Go ahead, mill 6. And then I'm going to grab the Long Yun out of those. And then put the rest back. So it was between Long Yun. I'm pretty sure it's between that and Sudden Shift. I should have actually, like, went over my thought process there real quick. And I'm going to summon effect. That's going to get rid of itself to bring out the Tai Yi. And then I activate the spell to go search. And right here, I grabbed Tai Yi when I should have grabbed Mo Yi. And then activate that effect. This is going to banish to summon out the token. And then I'm going to ditch that for the Long Yun. And then go ahead and summon out that token. And the reason I'm doing it like this, I could have, like, I played this very poorly. I could have done this before. Like, I could have, like, summoned out before even doing this, and then summoned this. And this is, like, just a negate to protect my stuff. But I wanted to summon it there because this is the 5th summon. So, like, once you make a mistake, you have to, like, then play from where you're at, right? Like, let's say you make a mistake and it's, like, almost game-changing. You can't be like, oh, man, I misplayed. I'm dwelling on the past. You gotta, like, focus on the future. Like, okay, now you're at this game state. How can you play it the best now? Like, you already made a mistake. I get that. Now you gotta play it to the best of your ability. And that's, like, really hard to do sometimes. Especially on DB. I find it easier in real life. But on DB, when, like, you know, you're kind of just, like, chilling at your house and you can kind of just, like, sit there and be like, dang it, like, out loud and nobody hears you. I feel like it's easier to dwell on it. While in real life, I feel like it's easier to, like, play afterwards. But I go ahead and activate Long Yun, and that's going to burn for 600 because I Prosperity'd, and then get rid of those for Synchro. Then I'm going to get those effects. Those are going to go Dumb Trap, and then go add Sudden Shift. And then I just set, and I pass. I could have set up a Synchro there too. Like, I could have ended up putting Mo Yi in the graveyard and set up Dragite if I wanted to. And then pass, draw Imperm. I ended up making a huge mistake here. I let the Imperm go through without thinking, like, oh, now a normal summon Zoo actually just beats my board. So I should have activated this to negate. And then, see, I'm learning, okay? First game I put this in defense. That was wrong. This game I didn't negate Imperm. That was wrong. I'm learning. I'm getting better. Go ahead and attack. And then Tiger Mortar, Chakanine, Zeus, and I have to use this to pop 2, so, like, you know, I negate, whatever, but I'm still going to end up losing my board here. They're going to lose their Zeus. I chain this to banish Sudden Shift, so that way on a new chain, I get Sudden Shift to bring out a token. And then activate Kuraz, get rid of Nerval, and then I just go ahead and emit defeat there. Like, I can't beat that. So, moving on to match 4? Yeah, match 4. Now they're up 2 and I'm at 1. And then, oh, right here, this is intense. I end up winning the rock, paper, scissors, shoe after tying like 5 times. And right here, I'm like, I'm so good. I'll be going first. And then opening hands, I have a Piers, Mo Yi, Long Yun, Imperm, and Sudden Shift. And my hand's broken. They have Ash, Thoroughblade, Nerval, Desires, and Kuraz. And then go ahead and activate a Piers. Also, I don't really know who this is. Like, I know their name is like Enzo. I've been in a Discord call with them once, but I wasn't really talking. I don't know. But just by like talking in DB with them, they seem cool. Then activate a Piers, go grab Tai. Now I'm going to discard that for the Long Yun, you know, setting up a negate before I go ahead and do stuff. And I could have, oh, I can't talk. I could have done the play to go dump trap, but I still have that play. Because I play the one of Reborn, so I summon out, effect a burn. You'll see what I'm talking about here. Normal summon, effect, reveal trap, token, get rid of those for synchro, and then I'm going to get synchro 1, Yi 2, so draw Ecclesia, go grab Reborn, peek, and then activate that, and then this is going to special summon back out, and then effect, banish, summon token, and then synchro for Draga, and I get the effect to go dump. Also, you could use the spell effect to up the level and go for Shen Shen if you want to. In this matchup, it's not very good. Like, I know they're on Tri-Brigade Zoo, but if it was like a blank random game 1, I would go for Shen Shen. And now, moving on to game 2. So I needed that after all the zoos. I needed that bad. I'm playing Pure Zoo, by the way. Honestly, against me, Pure Zoo would be insane. And then we have Harpies, Fusion Destiny, Long Yun, Veiler, and Driver. So the hand is not very good. Like, I have this and like these. And they have Ash, Kuraz, Imperm, Barrage, Gamma. So their hand doesn't have a starter. They set one pass, I draw Veiler. They're setting Imperm so that way they can Gamma then Imperm instead of having the Imperm then Gamma. And then I activate MST. And then Fusion Destiny, Chain Ash Blossom, Pass, draw Fractal, and now their hand's insane. They're going to go ahead, Fractal, dump Kit, Kit dump Nerval, Nerval add Kit, and then Barrage effect, pop itself. And right here, I'm like, oh, this was just a good hand in disguise. Yeah, it was a good hand in disguise. It was just waiting to pop off next turn. Said, thinking. It's like, just battle phase me, get it over with. Pass play, imagine. And then they're going to go ahead and summon out Zeus. And then pass. And right here, it's like, I'd have to draw good this turn and draw good next turn. Like, I'd have to, like, draw Imperm this turn, and then next turn draw, like, something to work with this. And they draw Rat. Then Kuraz, get rid of Kit, summon itself out. And, yeah, right here, I just, I admit defeat. Because, like, I could have ashed Kit, and then Veiler, Kuraz, and then right there I'm, like, in a decent spot, but I still just lose to Zeus. Like, I can't beat that right here. So, going on to the next game, I'm going to go ahead and decide to go first. Opening hands, we have a Piers, Strike, Ecclesia, Judgment, Prosperity, so hand's kind of broken. Also, there was only one Judgment in the deck, too. There's only one Judgment, 2 strikes, so that's cool. I ended up opening up both. And they have Imperm, Kuraz, Called by, Revol, and Ash. So, you know, they have 2 hand traps here. They don't have, like, a starter, though. Activate Prosperity, banishing 6. You know, I'm just doing that every single game. I think, like, I just never need a Prosperity for 3, because I have so much, like, extra stuff to banish. That, like, it's okay to banish 6. And then looking at those 6, let's see. So I'm thinking to myself, I have Ecclesia that I can normal summon out and get rid of it. And then go bring out something from deck. And then I can, if I get stopped at any point, I can activate a Piers, and that's Long Yun, right? Or I could add this back and then activate a Piers, go search Long Yun, discard special summon, set up a negate, and then summon Ecclesia, and then use this to bring out a Tai effect, banish, synchro 8, and then I dump trap, add trap, and that's game while also playing around hand traps. So the second route is what I end up trying to do here. I go ahead and I put those back. gonna see how long it took me to resolve that. I milled it again, like 8 seconds later. Oh, well, never mind. I did that in 4. Or, yeah, I did that in 4. Okay. Alright. I like that. The 4 seconds. Activate appears. Now we gotta cut that in half. We gotta get it down to 2 seconds. Appears, chain Ash Blossom, and then I'm gonna normal summon out, effect, banish appears, chain imperm, and then I go ahead and I set 2 Solemn's Pass, draw kit, rude. And then they're gonna Karaz effect, get rid of kit, summon out, and then kit effect, and I activate strike, and then I'm like, wait, that strike was buns. Let me take that back. Which, like, you know, we're just testing here, but I think that strike was really, really bad, because if they normal summon out a zoo, then I'm gonna end up having the judgment at some point, and then they Karaz effect, and I lose. So any zoo normal summon beats me there. So I just let this go through. Put a little heart, and they let me do it. So they're gonna go ahead and dump Nerve Hole, grab kit, Karaz effect, banish, and, you know, chain strike. And then normal summon out kit, go for Onrush. So now I know they have Revolt set. Otherwise, there's no way they would ever do that. So I know one's Revolt at least. And I have Judgment, so I kind of just have to hope that it's like not double Revolt. So you did not draw the trap. End phase. Pop. Draw Ash. I wish I did that. Squid. Oh wait, never mind, you're good. I don't even know what this means. Squid. Gonna normal summon out Ecclesia, Revolt, Chain Judgment. I said, don't do it. Don't flip another one. Don't do it. I'll leave. Don't make me do it. Then I go ahead and I just go ahead and attack. And main phase 2, this is a non-tuner and this is a tuner. Like, there's no point of using this to tag out into anything, because I'm tagging out into non-tuners that can't bring out a tuner. This is a spellcaster, not a worm, which sucks. I wish this was a worm, but like, I get it. Ecclesia, spellcaster, fair enough. Summon out, and I'm going to get those effects, and they admit defeat. So now we're hopping into match 5, and now it's tied at 2-2. And then they're going to win the rock, paper, scissors, shoot, decide to go first. So let's go! I said this is about to be my longest video. How long even was this? It wasn't even that long. We have one match that is this long a lot of the time. Like, especially with the Iron Mans. But this is probably just going to be longer than, like, a normal one-match video, because I'm going to be going over, like... I've been going over a lot of my plays and why I've been doing a lot of them. I feel like these are good to go over. I was actually watching a pack stream yesterday, because I rated Deadly B7, go check him out on Twitch, and then he rated Pack, go check him out on Twitch. And so then, like, I was in Pack stream, and I was sitting there eating a turkey sandwich with some chips and chalky milk, and I was like just sitting there like listening to what he was saying. And I don't want to say he was talking about me exactly, but he was talking about like replay channels on YouTube. And like, I mean, come on now. Like, that's literally all I do. So like, but he was also talking about like the Yu-Gi-Oh history, like the GOAT format and stuff. Like Dale, I don't know how to say his last name, but all of them. And he's talking about how people don't like go over like their own gameplay a lot of the time, and like go into super depth of how they go over stuff, which I do sometimes, but I really don't do it that often. And like, I could do that with like regular replays, but the replays are going to be much longer, and if I do that, a lot of people complain and they click off the video, which like, you can't make everyone happy. That's why I try to like let a turn go through usually, and I'll talk about stuff throughout it. I'll be like, couldn't they have like switched this and this, and like the end board would be much better? Or they're like, you have to think like you're trying to achieve something, and how are you going to achieve that the best? And like, a lot of people, they mess up. It happens. Like, even in this, I'm messing up. Like, it happens. I'm not saying like I don't misplay or anything. A lot of people get that idea, but that's just not how it is. But yeah, so I don't want to say Pac like gave me the idea for this video, but I'll say he inspired me to do it, just because I don't do these very often. Like, I did these with like my Road to 1000 videos, in the video where I posted all of my L's for this format. So I figured I'd just like post another one of these. So yeah, shout out Pack. And also, I don't get why everyone thinks I dislike everyone in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. That's not it, okay? I always have people saying like, oh, why don't you like Pack? That's never been said. Never been said. Never. I've always said I like Pack. I don't know him. Like, I don't know his last name. I don't even know his real name. His name's probably Pack, right? I don't know. But like, I don't know him like that. But seems like a chill guy. Happy he won the YCS. That was cool. And then they have Desires, Tanky, Kit, Kuraz, and Duralblade. So I only have Ash, and they have this. So they're going to go ahead, Tanky, Ash Blossom that, so that way they don't get the Rat. Because, you know, they normal summon Rat effect, go dump. And then they go ahead, they Blossom, and they can summon out like a Kit. Literally just summon like anything from hand, and then I get comboed. They draw Thoroughblade Desires there. Like, the Desires wasn't very good, but, you know, the Thoroughblade, they're going to do the same thing they were going to do before. They draw a Bell, and then go Chakanine, and Chakanine effect, summon back out. You know, I don't have anything here. Summon Tiger Mortar just to get another one in graveyard, and then go for Blossom. Blossom effect, special summon out Kit, and then Kit effect, this is going to go Banish to bring out Bear Bloom, and then slap all those off board to summon Appaloosa, and then you're going to get all of those effects. So they're going to be dumping Nerval, add Revolt, put back. They accidentally like declared Desires, but it doesn't matter. And then like draw Bell, and then put back. So they kept double Bell. Actually, they end up bringing this up in a second that they shouldn't have kept double Bell. Bell is like really subpar versus my deck. It's not very good. Like I wouldn't purposely side this card in against my deck. I'd rather have like a Kuraz over like the second Bell for sure. And then I draw Mo Yi. And then I just go ahead and discard my hand because I can't beat this. And I'm moving on to game 2. Yeah, I see right there. For some reason I kept double Bell in hand. Wow, crazy. It's as if like I knew what they were going to say because I played this match. Moving on to game 2, my opening hand is Mo Yi, Long Yun, Mo Yi, called by Tai. So this is good. And then they have Imperm, Tinky, Gamma, Kit, and Rat. So, like, they have, like, both hand traps to, like, be called by too. And then I'm going to go ahead and let's go through, like, the decision trees here. So, I can start off with Mo Yi, effect, reveal, and then I will most likely get hand trapped, right? Like, that's just most likely what's going to happen. If I don't get hand trapped, then I just combo. But then I end up losing out to Nib. So, I can go ahead and start off with, like, Yong Yun. I get rid of that, go ahead and summon out the Long Yun. And then they're going to go ahead and chain Gamma to that. And I could have also discarded a Mo Yi instead of a Tai Yi. And the reason for that is because if I go ahead and do that, then, again, I get to go dump Trap. I'm going to talk about this a lot. Dumping Trap and adding Trap off the Synchro is extremely good. But now I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be going for a different line where I go ahead and I grab Spell over Trap. And now I can't get hit with Imperm here, obviously, because they have stuff on board. But if they don't, then I'm setting up a negate. But then they could like Gamma me later on and Imperm the negate. So I think they should have actually set this up differently. Yeah, so I draw into Appears and then go search out Peak and then activate Peak, summon out. I think also that was the longest I thought in this entire match. I was actually curious on how long I thought there. So I activated Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, and then it took a minute for me to add. Because I was like 99% sure I wanted to grab Peak, but I wanted to think it through. And also this was at like 1 a.m. So like I really didn't want to like mess this up. I knew I was putting this on YouTube. I'm going to summon out. And then I'm going to get rid of those, go for Dragite, and then I'm going to get that effect to go dump, and then this is going to go dump the Trap. And as you see here, I still end up with Trap in graveyard. I don't have Trap in hand though, because obviously I searched this. I want to spell Trap negate, because like I still would end up losing out to like Imperm Zoo, which like crazy enough is what they had. So I'm just golden. I'm just the best. Come on now, baby. And they draw Gamma. And then right here they go Imperm, target synchro. I chain Dragite to negate because I do have a water in graveyard. Said not making that mistake again. And they chain Gamma. And right here, because like they already went through it, I was like, if you play 2 driver, you're a god. Like, yeah, if I ever get hit with double driver, like in a scenario like this, I'm out. Like, I'm gone. There's no way. Said I had a dream. Think they're gonna go ahead and normal summon out Rat effect, dump Thoroughblade, and then go for Borbo, and then start a battle phase, synchro effect and negate, which is why it's really important for me to summon an attack against this deck. Why not put Dragon in defense? It's big 22 defense trust. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Albert Einstein. And then go ahead and summon out Chalkanine effect, and I'm going to chain Callback to the Thoroughblade that they targeted. If I don't do that, then, you know, they have Blossom, and then Blossom summon out literally any Tri-Brigade, and then I just lose there. So they're going to go ahead, but they do have the Tanky, and right here, like, obviously I knew they had Gamma in hand. I said, don't do it, don't have a Beast. I was getting so scared here, I was like, come on, don't do it to me. And then they did it to me. And then they're going to go ahead and use the effect. I said, stop. And then they're going to go banish. Imagine I just Veilered that, though. I just outplayed them. And then they're going to banish that. And then get rid of those to go for Blossom. You know, the classic Omen effect. Sway until I drag out your whole board. And they go search. Hey, if I had Nib in deck. This could have went off. Go ahead and summon out Fractal effect, and it's going to banish 2, bring out Bear Bloom. Get rid of all those to go for Appaloosa, and then you're going to get those effects there of Bear Bloom and Blossom, draw, put back, add, put back Ash. The Blossom draw didn't really matter. And then pass, draw Ecclesia. So here, I'm going up against Revolt, Appaloosa, right? Not very easy to beat. First of all, I think the first thing I do is activate Dragon effect. Just because they type it out with capitals like 6 times. I'm like, alright, I'll go ahead and use it. I'm messing with it, but I'll use it. Just because you keep saying it. I was like, dang. It's like, silly rock deck. So, obviously, like, that effect was just never hitting. I don't have a single rock in my deck at this point. So that was just for the lulz. So I could go ahead and I could like start off by let's say I normal summon out Mo Yi, right? Reveal Appaloosa negate. I lose. So then I could also normal summon out Ecclesia. And then effect tribute to try to summon out. See, right here. I go ahead and I activate Appears, and then this is going to go search out Tai. See, the other routes, they obviously were not very good. So I go ahead and grab this because I have Trap in Graveyard. If I banish Trap and this gets negated, then Trap summons out token anyways. So I summon out, effect, banish, the Appaloosa negate, and I meant to declare there, not put it back. And then I get the effect to bring out token, summon this out, and they said, I misplayed. It's crazy because if they would have actually revolted on the summon, then, like, I win. But, like, I think they were thinking about letting this go through. Because, like, they could have let this go through and summon out token. And then, like, the effect just doesn't matter here. Like, I was okay with this getting negated. They probably just didn't know this had the effect to summon out token. They seem pretty new to this deck. So they could have just held their Appaloosa negate. And then Revolt, drag out negate, said only on your opponent's turn. Cap. They go, misclick. Like, misclick on the text. Said lol. They're going to go ahead and Appaloosa negate this. Like, I already knew that was going to happen. That was pretty obvious. And then they're going to get rid of those, go for Omen. Whole bunch of effects here. Blossom 1, Nerval 2, Omen 3, Banish Tai, Grab Kit, Draw, Put Back. And I said, silly goose, I can now summon my prime card. Said, oh no, I wish. Please say psych. I say psych. Yeah, imagine I go for like the Math Meg, summon the Math Meg, Ecclesia. Whew. Whew. That'd be so good. But yeah, I just go ahead and admit defeat there. I can't do anything because I can crash on the Omen, and then I still have one monster with them. If I beat over Appaloosa, I still have one monster. If I summon token and attack, and I attack the Appaloosa, then I'll have to beat over the Appaloosa to be able to use my Ecclesia in main phase 2. But then we have 1 and 1, so now I can't Ecclesia in main phase 2. So there was just no winning there. There was no winning. I tried. But yeah, it was hard. Like, my 3 cards that I had in hand, the Ecclesia, Appears, and Mo Yi, just didn't really work together in that scenario. Outing like the Appaloosa Revolt is obviously very hard. So GG's, have a good night. Yeah, so that was cool. That was my first time ever, like, talking to Enzo. And we ended up playing. We played 5 matches. They won 3, and then I won 2. So we ended up, like, holding the Elder. If that was like a 3v3 Iron Man just between us, I would have ended up losing the money. I am okay with holding the Elder though, and I'm pretty sure even the matches they lost, they're okay with it. I think we both learned from this match for sure, especially them, because like now they know like what my cards do more. Not like throwing shade or anything, just like now they know what my cards do more. But I learned a lot too. Like I learned to summon my stuff in attack versus this deck. When I combo, I learned to negate imperm on my synchro to stop. Pretty much, I have to stop Zoo. Like, I have to stop Zoo. This is the engine that destroys me. So I have to stop that stuff. Every time. Every time. And then, yeah, I also ended up taking out my strikes. I have talents in now. I want to try Chalice. I don't think Droplet's very good in this deck, because you have to, with Droplets, you have to get rid of cards, which I feel like is not very good for how this deck really works. So I don't like Droplets. I'm trying out Talents right now. I do like Talents, so I like the idea of it, especially because like post side deck, I want to have 3 Talents in my deck list somewhere. So either I have to side deck 3 Talents or main deck them. You could also, okay, so like with Chalice too, it's like Chalice and Talents versus Token Collector. I can Chalice Token Collector and then like still do my thing. And then Chalice is like a decent card otherwise other than that. And then like Talons is a decent card otherwise than that too. But I'll let Token Collector go through the pop. Like summon effect token collector, Talents take, and then I go ahead and I summon out Babushka, and then if they can't play through that, then the token collector stays under Babushka, which is huge, because now I don't have to play through it again, because token collector is super insane against this deck. I thought about chalicing it and then going for like other stuff. It's rough though. I still haven't decided what I'm gonna end up playing. Obviously, like I say, like I don't know what I'm gonna play yet, but I'm not sure. I hope that you enjoyed a video like this though. And huge shout out to Enzo for actually playing 5 matches with me at 1 a.m. So thank you, bless you. You're the only reason I was actually able to make this video. And with that being said, the DB Grinder signing off. Peace. Have a nice day. Stay safe.